Good morning. We have not been over to the farm in what seems like forever. I guess it's only been 2 days, but those 2 days were about 11 degrees at night and a high of maybe 20. We did not get to work on the strip till bar. We decided to let it warm up because this week and the next like 14-day forecast is supposed to be in the 40s, sometimes 50s. That's just a lot better running. The ground's not as hard. I'm hoping it'll take some of that frost out of the ground because it was getting a little chunky there when I was working ground 2 days ago. Hopefully the ground's a little warmer. It'll start busting up a lot better. These strips will look a lot nicer. Well, while I was gone, Dad found out that one of the bins had a bad fan, and so he went and picked one up over the weekend. He's got her pretty well torn apart, but we got to make a new transition for this new fan that we got, and so I'm gonna go ahead and stick around and help him fix that before I head to the strip toe bar. I'll go ahead and take a spade to the ground while I'm out here, see how hard the ground really is. That'll kind of let me know if it is gonna be close to ready to run. It was a lot warmer yesterday than we thought it would be. I think the strip toe bar will run later today. Okay. At least an inch and a half freeze. Yeah, that's 2 inches. This dog.
That's how much frost. I don't think you're right.
Dad was doing a little ripping the other night before it got too cold. The ground got a little hard, but that's the same implement that came apart on me while I was going down the road. You can check that out on my Instagram at Salisbury Farms. That was a scary moment.
And then it'll just be a matter of setting it. I hope it fits. Should be just a matter of setting it in the transition and attaching it, and then I'm going to have to do a bunch of wiring. We also have to move this piece is bolted on. We have to put it on the inside, and it'd be best if we space it inside because that pad's not going to catch.
It's not wide enough. Okay.
Obviously, I didn't want it sliding on forks, but
You want a silver one?
3 silvers and 1.
Now they're all nice and silver. They'll be rusty tomorrow.
There we can figure out. I don't think so. Because the fan that was on there was sitting on the pad. So that tells me no.
Well, I started to grab some half blocks and stuff like that to try and get the motor a little better stabilized, or a little better supported. And Dad decided that we want to do something different, so I grabbed all this stuff for no reason. So I gotta put it back. '68 Dodge Charger RT. Hopefully it'll be going in the shop next year. Start to get into work on that. Anyway, yeah, we wanted to support under here because this fan is kind of side heavy with this motor on it. We were gonna try and get a bolt in that hole there, kind of like these, but it's not gonna catch this concrete pad because the old fan, the motor was on the other side, so the pad's longer on that side. So he's gonna do a little welding on that bolt. Oh yeah, that'll work. I think we've got it all fastened down, and she is ready to go other than the wiring. There we go. Ooh. Should be close.
Normally you just score it like that, but
It'll tear apart.
okay. We're done in here. I used to grab a hold of razors and never cut myself. Gonna have to wipe that off.
Well, Dad and I decided to stick around the farm tonight and just get that fan done. We headed to Menards, got all the wiring that we needed, and just got it done, and it is running now. That way we don't have to worry about it again. We took the spade out into the field, checked the frost. It was about 2 inches deep, so we knew it wasn't going to be working up well with that strip toe bar. Tomorrow it's supposed to be about 50 degrees, and Wednesday it's supposed to be about 58. It's going to warm that up, take that frost out, and that strip toe bar is going to do a lot better job. So we're just going to wait until tomorrow to start hitting that hard. The 10-day forecast looks like it's going to be in the upper 40s, 50s, so it should be good running for me, and I should be able to get done pretty easily. So good morning. It is a new day. It's supposed to be upper 40s today. The frost should be down to about an inch later this morning, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. Strip toe bar will run at that point. Good land. We'll try and finish up our corn acres, head on to the beans. The beans should go a lot faster. We're using about half the rate of fertilizer for the beans, so we're going to be able to run twice as long without filling up. It's just going to speed up the process immensely. I should be able to do about 55 acres per load, so I should be able to cruise through the beans as soon as I get done with this corn acres. I've only got, I don't know, probably around 110 acres left of corn. So the one gravity wagon that I have up on that farm that's holding the fertilizer, you could call an anti-gravity wagon, because it is not flowing out. So we've got to get it out somehow. I used a shovel the other night. Now I can't reach it because it's so far up there in the wagon. And so Dad and I are going to manufacture some wooden ramps just to get it up on, get it kind of tilted over a little more, help that stuff flow out. Other than that, I think we're just going to run it through the field, let it kind of rumble around a little bit, get that stuff loose and down to the bottom of the door, and then run it up on some ramps, and hopefully that works. We are gonna stop by a bin that we've got on another farm, make sure it looks okay. We haven't had the fan on yet because the electrical's having some issues. We're gonna make sure that's all right, turn the fan on there. See if we've got to shovel some corn off of a stirrator before we can haul out of there in December, but hopefully that's not the case and everything looks fine and everything's hunky-dory and we can just turn the fan on and leave. So we'll stop by there quick and then we'll head back up to that farm and try and get that wagon emptied.
It's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah.
It's definitely dry here. I'm sinking in. There's a little bit of... I see the water there.
Yeah.
Coming through the roof. Well, the rest of it seems pretty dry. Okay, to start that fan was a totally separate switch from the actual on-off switch. That doesn't work anymore. Apparently that toggle switch that I tried flipping up is the actual start switch. You just gotta hold it up for a second and then it'll turn on. So it is running, everything's fine. Okay, I'm gonna drag this across the field. Try and get that fertilizer that's stuck up in there bounced around like it's doing now. Well, it's finally down to the door. We're just moving that other wagon over to the corn stalks over here, get it off of my end row so that I can finish that field. It is finally empty. That was a job. A lot of fertilizer was left in there. I was trying to bang that out and scoop it out with a shovel when it was like 15 degrees out and windy the other night, and I finally just gave up. It was okay, I'm not doing this. I wasn't gonna get finished that night anyway, so I said there's gotta be a better day. I'm gonna go ahead and make a few passes, see what it's gonna look like, because I'd rather not do a terrible job, because I am making the bed for the seed next spring. Wow. You literally see the frost. That's bad. That's a terrible job.
Well, I don't think I can put the ammonia on there.
No, it would never seal. I'm not going to run when it's that slabby. That is just setting up next year's crop for failure at that point, because that looks terrible. I was pushing it the other night because I knew that frost was setting in, and I probably ran an hour or two late, but I knew he was coming back over it with the ammonia bar, so he was gonna crumble some of that up anyway. But that is just, what I just did there, that's not a strip. I was slicing and pulling up slabs. I may as well have been using a subsoiler and just pulling the blue jet behind the 8270 and just slicing in. Because that's what that was doing. That was not doing a good job. So we're not going to strip today, unfortunately. I would really like to just get done with this because I would like to have the fertilizer in the ground and just start hauling grain in December. But it sounds like we might be running into December at this point because I'm not having any luck. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow though. It should be a lot better. It's supposed to be like close to 60 degrees. That frost should be out of there by then, at least the majority of it. We are back at the farm. Dad just left to go grab some cover boards for the ripper. He's got one busted off here. There's supposed to be a plate here. So he's gonna go grab a set of those. If one is gone, the rest probably aren't far behind. But while he's running to go grab those, I'm gonna get started on cleaning that mess up around the dryers. I'll have to separate what's good to go into the bin and what's not, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the loader tractor here and probably take it out into the waterway and spread it out as best I can. That's a heck of a mess. It's gonna be really fast for you guys. Those are pretty big.
That one they can take care of.
Pretty big holes.
Yeah. The fan will slide back enough to cover the wall.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then this is just a disaster. Down here. That's so rusted through.
And
for some reason the duct tape didn't work. Dad and I didn't get finished here. We got the majority of it cleaned up. We still gotta dig out these dryers. Make sure we get all that corn out from the sidewalls here. Clean out the insides. We gotta drag a bar through there, make sure we get everything all cleaned out and out onto the ground. We'll go ahead and take this boot off and get all this winterized and make sure it's ready to go for next year.